watching Septum Sin versus the World, and we are here to inform you about those things that we do so well. Which is...
In other words, upcoming releases.
So, here's your releases. I hope you enjoyed that lovely, beautiful bean footage.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have, there's one thing missing that I forgot to, that I kept trying to get a picture of and it kept corrupting, which was the Maze Runner trilogy. The third movie is out, and so I went ahead and I
The Death Cure.
Yeah, The Death Cure. That kind of came and went without any fanfare whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like, people keep talking about the market being oversaturated with comics, but I think they're also a little bit oversaturated with adaptations of YA dystopian kind of...
Well, that's been dying out, and I think really right now it's just a whimper at this point.
But even so, Maze Runner, James Dashner, that's a pretty popular book series, and the movies... They circulate well at the library. Mm-hmm. I do want to see them eventually, but you're right. It didn't make as big of a splash as it could have at the
Now,
box office.
you followed Assassination High School, I think. Did you actually?
Assassination Classroom?
Yeah, and you've watched it, haven't you?
5 episodes.
Well, you watched more than I did. I watched one.
I enjoyed it.
Do you know anything about Koro Sensei Quest?
I know it's a side story. I don't really know much beyond that. Like, I can't remember. Yeah. But yes, for those of you who saw that picture with the big smiling yellow head and said, "What the hell is that?" Koro Sensei is one of the more amusing and strange anime characters of the past few years. And Assassination Classroom was all about a class of students who were tasked with assassinating him by the end of the year, while he simultaneously was teaching them and actually doing a really good job of it. So it was a really interesting series. I only saw a few episodes, partly because Funimation split the heck out of their release.
Yeah,
and it's still really
it's pricey.
Release. It's real pricey. I want that show, but I don't want to pay that much for it.
Another popular one that's anime, unusually popular. I looked at this as just another harem, and I dismissed it, but it's gotten popular. Yeah, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Very popular.
It's gotten
series.
very well rated, so I'm guessing there's more to it than your typical brainless harem.
Right.
I guess it's better than Oni-Eye. At least I hope it is. That was terrible.
Well, there's the whole thing recently with Monster Girls, and we had last week an interview with Monster Girls. Monster Musume was a super popular series.
Yeah.
But Miss Kobayashi fits into that same mold, and it's supposedly pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, the other big anime one, which because you watched our other video, you are already aware that Sailor Moon Super S is coming out.
Yes.
And I'm definitely going to have to get that one eventually.
And I have my pre-order, as I always do with it. I'm trying to get all of those limited editions. And the one that you saw was not the limited edition. Matter of fact, what you saw was the most stripped-down edition you could possibly get. That's the DVD release.
And then there's Digimon. But the most important ones of the release, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Hey, Arrow's releasing
Power Rangers QQ Sentai Gogo 5.
Actually, though, Arrow does excellent releases.
They do.
And Killer Clowns, despite it being silly, it is a cult classic.
Did I see that?
I don't know if you did or not.
I feel like that may have been one we watched.
They wrap people in candy cocoons and then suck them dry.
I don't know.
It's really weird, but it's a fun one. It's a cult classic. As long as you don't really, really hate clowns, it's not super gory.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a fun horror comedy.
Right. Speaking of horror comedies, we've finally seen Grease packaged as a Blu-ray bundle.
Yeah. I've seen it as a DVD bundle.
Right.
And this one actually looks pretty cool. It's got some cool special features. I'd almost do it. I don't have the second Grease. I just have the first one.
I have not brought myself to have any interest in the second Grease, but some people love it. The first Grease is a classic, and, it is worth seeing.
I've never seen the second one.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. And it being a musical, if they really did do a good job, it might be worth upgrading to Blu-ray. But I think I have the first one on DVD, so I'm not in a big hurry.
I think I've got the first one on Blu-ray. I could be wrong, though.
Okay. And we have a Bill Nye special coming out, which
it's a documentary.
A documentary about Bill Nye. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bill Nye the Science Guy. You gotta have that. Might be worth looking at.
Yeah.
And then we have apparently 2 Criterion releases this week. And they're both movies that I have on DVD. And if I ever decide to get a Blu-ray upgrade, I now have the Criterion option. But Dead Man is a Jim Jarmusch film from the mid-90s with Johnny Depp that is weird as hell. And not my favorite movie, but I guess I can see why Criterion picked it.
I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about.
Nope, that's Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah, that is, you're right.
Yep. And then The Virgin Suicides was the directorial debut of Sofia Coppola, the daughter of Francis Ford Coppola and director of the brilliant Lost in Translation,
Yes.
and this year's thoroughly underwhelming The Beguiled. But The Virgin Suicides was a really good movie. Depressing, as you would expect from the title, but a good movie.
And because I want to have us move on fairly quickly,
Okay.
I only want to touch on two. One is
Okay.
a word of warning and one is a word of sentiment.
Okay.
The one a word of warning is Bruce's Deadly Finger.
I'm not sure I want to touch on that one.
I have not actually seen one of these releases in a while. Not
Yeah.
long after Bruce Lee's death, they really tried to capitalize it, and there was another guy called Bruce Lee, or Lay, with one E, that was a copycat, sort of, and the movies were kind of crap. They were cheesy,
Right.
so if you like cheesy martial arts there, but don't be confused. This
Yeah.
is not Bruce Lee, this is Bruce Lay.
Yes.
So,
If
just as a
the
heads up.
horrible title didn't clue you in already.
I don't know. Some of those titles were pretty horrible,
True.
like those original ones. And Cyborg.
Ugh.
That
Speaking
one.
of crappy martial artists,
That one has a. That one actually has always held
I would get some hate mail for that.
special place in my heart. Jean-Claude Van Damme's Cyborg, to me, was a fun sci-fi film. There were a few Jean-Claude Van Damme films that I still consider classics, and I still need to get Kickboxer. It's just if I get one, I might have to get the rest, and I don't want to. But I've heard Bloodsport has some sequels as well, but those were so direct-to-video that
Didn't
nobody
he
knows
play the
about them.
villain in Expendables 2?
He did, and he
that
was
kinda
fun. But I really did like Bloodsport. Universal Soldier was okay. Kickboxer was really good. He's gotten some that were pretty good. But again, you talk about oversaturation.
Yeah.
He's all about that oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, tell us what your favorite release is for the week. Did we leave something out?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
It's a very eclectic week.
But otherwise, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.